Cancelled.
Schweezy.
Well, folks, I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of? From Variety, Panic at the Disco announces split. It's been a hell of a journey. Panic at the Disco, the pop rock band that formed in Las Vegas nearly 20 years ago and gradually became a solo vehicle for frontman Brendan Urie, announced on Tuesday morning that the group will end after its forthcoming European tour. Urie says he and his wife are expecting their first child, and I am going to bring this chapter of my life to an end and put my focus and energy on my family. And with that, Panic at the Disco will be no more. The final tour begins in Vienna on February 20th and concludes in Manchester, England on March 10th. Urie's statement follows below in full. Well, it's been a hell of a journey. Growing up in Vegas, I could have never imagined where this life would take me. So many places all over the world and all the friends we made along the way. But sometimes a journey must end for a new one to begin. We've been trying to keep it to ourselves, though. Some of you may have heard Sarah and I are expecting a baby very soon. The prospect of being a father and getting to watch my wife become a mother is both humbling and exciting. I look forward to this next adventure. That said, I'm going to bring this chapter of my life to an end and put my focus and energy on my family. And with that, Panic at the Disco will be no more. Thank you all for immense support over the years. I've sat here trying to come up with the perfect way to say, and I truly can't put into words how much it has meant to me. Meant to us. Meant to me. I'm reading that right. Whether you've been here since the beginning or are just finding us, it has been a pleasure to not only share the stage with so many talented people, but also share our time with you. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in Europe and the UK for one last run together. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for existing. The group, which released 7 albums, formed in 2004 when Urie and co-founders Ryan Ross, Spencer Smith, and Brent Wilson were in high school. Their first album, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, was released the following year, and driven by the hit single I Write Sins Not Tragedies, quickly vaulted them into stardom. The album was certified triple platinum, and the group cleaned up at the MTV Video Music Awards the following year. However, Wilson left the band, and before the release of their sophomore efforts, Pretty Odd was represented a change of musical direction. Ultimately, Urie and Smith were the sole remaining founders. 2 more albums, Vices and Virtues, with Urie and Smith playing all the instruments, and Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die, followed before Smith left unofficially in 2013, and for good in 2015. However, the band had long since become Urie's solo vehicle. 2 more albums followed interspersed with Urie appearing on Broadway in a leading role in Cyndi Lauper's musical Kinky Boots. He has collaborated with many musicians over the years, ranging from Fall Out Boy to more recently Taylor Swift, duetting with her and appearing in the elaborate video for her 2018 hit Me. He relaunched Panic last year with the album and single Viva Las Vengeance and followed with a tour, but the band failed to reach its previous peaks. With Urie as the sole constant member of the band, it is unclear what the distinction between Panic and his future projects will be, but apparently he felt the name is no longer representative, and at the age of 35 decided it's time to move on from it. So here's one thing that's weird. Like, I'm almost 30, he's like 35, and like thinking about that, I'm like, oh, that's not too far apart. And then like I think back to like I was a little kid when he was the big person on the TV, so that's weird. So many fucking memes have come out about this, like, for real, just Panic at the Disco announced a split, and people just fucking posting memes. There's like Brendan Urie in a meeting with himself deciding, like, I'm gonna end Panic at the Disco. Like, he's just fucking by himself. He's like, I'm gonna end Panic at the Disco. I was like, okay, man. Do that. You know, it's like, there's like no one, you want to hear the sad thing? There probably was a meeting about it. But it wasn't a band meeting. It was like a meeting with a manager and like a record label representative, you know. That was probably the meeting to break up Panic at the Disco. If you want to be honest with us, it was probably just that. And, you know, people like to give a lot of hate to Brendan Urie in Panic at the Disco in recent years. And like everyone's like a Ryan Ross stan now in regards to this. I do want to say something here. We're gonna be serious. If, you know, when it would have been Brendan Urie as the only member of Panic at the Disco, would y'all be mad if everything from that point, you know, when he was the only member, all that music ended up being released under Brendan Urie, his name, or Urie, one of the two. Like, it was just under that, all these songs under names, like old, like Frank Sinatra type tunes, like under just Brendan Urie. Would people be upset? No, I think the idea, it's like, oh, it's a one-man band now, and Brendan kicked everyone out and stuff like that, so he could be a solo project, but kept the name. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit. Yeah, see, I feel like so many more people would be like, I like this music, even though it's not that name anymore. I think they kept the name because I think a lot of that happened. They were just very, very, they're on top, and they didn't want to stop. So, yeah, it's a weird game, but people know Brendan Urie and Panic at the Disco. They don't just call him, oh, that's Panic at the Disco. That's his name. And you're like, that's a band, but it's just him. I always get annoyed with a lot of artists like that. Some get a pass, some don't. When it's like, I've been getting into the band Honey Revenge. It's really good. And I think it's a duo. It's a girl and a guy. I know. He was a boy, she was a girl. Can't make it any more obvious. That's the band. So clearly the singer's name's Devin. I don't know what the other guy's name is. Hopefully those pronouns are correct. Just saying. Hopefully I didn't get anything wrong there. But yeah, I obviously know that's not there. Like just the singer's name, and that guy's just there. I know it's a band name. Marion Hill's another one. Like, it sounds like it's the singer's name, and I'm like, I'm not Marion. This is the band name. So I always get weirded when the band name can sound like a person's name. But Panic at the Disco does not sound like a person's name, so you would not confuse Brendan Urie as, hey, that's Panic at the Disco, like that guy. So that's a weird band name as well. Leonard Skinner's an old one, you know what I'm talking about. So, anyways, though, I guess I just don't get the Brendan Urie hate. Like, either he said something transphobic. He's pansexual, though. Like, I don't know. I don't know what he said. Also, I feel like a lot of people are reacting, but also at the same time, if at that time it went to just being a Brendan Urie solo project and they called it Brendan Urie, would you be mad? That's the question. Would you be mad? Hey there, you just checked out a highlight from Cancel Schweezy. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you learned something and that you are now a smarter individual. Just so you know, we have full episodes and other many, many highlights available now. Click here for the next best thing that you can go check out as well. And make sure you press that subscribe button and press that notification bell. That way you get updated anytime we make a new post or anytime that we make a new highlight or full episode. So thank you. Honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome.